Welcome back to 50 Days of Trash. We're on day 31. And yesterday I got into one of my bookshelves and started looking at things I had in there. And I've mentioned this a couple times before. Somehow it just feels funny getting rid of books. But the other side of that is they're sitting there, they're not being used, they're taking up space. And perhaps somebody else can use them. Some of them, honestly, probably should be thrown away. I just can't seem to get to where I feel like I can do that. I think I have to put them. And so my plan here is I'm going to donate them. And then somebody else, if they feel like they need to throw it away, that's on them. That's not on me. That's on them. And so I got in there, and honestly, I would say this was most everything, but there's probably still a few things left in there that I'm going to get rid of. But let's call this our first pass. And so we'll just kind of look. All right. Book number 1, You Can Write Children's Books. And, I don't think this is a bad book. I've written a couple of children's books. And I don't know, at one point I was thinking about maybe writing a lot of children's books. And so I bought a few things like that. So this is that. How to write about what you love. Again, someone, I don't know who, but someone had recommended this book to me. And so at that time I did it, but that's not something, it's not something I'm currently really working with. And if I did, I don't know that I would feel like I needed a book to do it for a reference. So that one is going away. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I got this largely because when my kids were little, the Harry Potter books were coming out, and we read all of those. And so when this one came out, I wanted to see it, and it's all right. It's nothing like the original books, and it's largely because although J.K. Rowling was involved in this, it wasn't really her book. And so it was okay, but, I don't have any need to hold on to that. Top secret restaurant recipes. Actually, I have a few things where I saved. You can see, I don't know if you can see, I have some things that I bookmarked in here. And I've had this book for, I don't know, 20 or 30 years, I would say. And I got to say, I don't really use it. And so I'm going to let go of it. Maybe somebody else would use it. Strength training for triathletes. Honestly, I have not used this book. I did triathlon for quite a while. I don't know, 5 or 10 years, something like that. And so when I was doing that, this was something that somebody gave me. They thought that I might, like it, which was very kind of them. But I don't really feel like I need that. Foreign Service Officer Exam. It's like a Cliff Notes test. So apparently to be a Foreign Service Officer, there's tests you have to take. And I love languages, I love cultures, I love things like that. And so I've had this for quite a while. I don't know when. But at one point I was thinking, maybe that would be a fun thing to do. And I never took the test. I never went any further than that. But I saw this book and I bought it. And I don't expect to be doing that. Maybe somebody else will. Maybe they can benefit from it. This is just like a little book that someone gave. It's sort of a little thing in each one. And it's a nice enough little book. Lessons for Success. Each one is like a separate page, and it's sort of a kind of a daily inspirational kind of book. The Successful Investor. There was a while off and on. There have been a few times where I have been very interested in learning about investing in the stock markets. And I've done a few things like that. I haven't done anything like that in a while, in a number of years. But when I was doing that, I bought this book. Lee Child, a Reacher novel, Nothing to Lose. You know, this is a fun book. If you like the Reacher books and all of those things. I remember my best friend Mark, who died unfortunately many years ago. He loved these books, and he gave me one or two of them years and years ago. And they're good books, but I'm not really reading these or doing that anymore. And so I'm going to let somebody else enjoy that book. Another successful investor, actually, this may even be the same book. Maybe somebody else gave me a copy of it. I don't know. So I have another one. It is the very same book. I don't know. I had two of them. How to make money in stocks. Like I said, I was kind of interested in that in a while. And honestly, I don't remember if, oh, I see. This was by the Investor's Business Daily. And I used to get the Investor's Business Daily. That's probably why I got this book. And Investor's Business Daily was a pretty good book. So, How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker. And I have absolutely no idea. Oh, a friend of mine gave me this book. And you know what? Now that I open it, I see that this guy actually put his name and phone number in here with a note that he made to me. So I'm not gonna donate that because I don't want to give out his information. So I don't know. That may go back in the bookcase, or I may just throw it away. I don't know. I haven't decided. I have a moral dilemma to figure out there, but I'll get it figured out. All right, this is the MIPIM guide. So I went to MIPIM back in, I think it was 2017. And MIPIM is a real estate conference they have in France every year. And this was the guide they put out. And you know, it was good. It's one of those kind of like research guides, has different people's names, different resources and stuff in there. But at this point, this information is getting close to 10 years old, maybe 8 years, something like that. And so this information really is out of date anyway. So that one, I guess there's no really reason to donate that one. That one may have to go in the trash. We just did that one. Crazy Isn't a Compliment, The Power of Zigging and Zagging. I have no idea who gave me this book. MVP. Oh, this was something at a I went to a conference, and at the conference they were handing out these complimentary copies of this book. And so there's nothing wrong with that book, but I don't think that I'm going to need it. Here we go. Twitter Power. This was when Twitter first kind of came out. You know, I got this book way back when. Triathlete's Training Bible. Again, I was doing a lot of triathlon in the day. And actually, I even made myself a little training sheet here. It had with the dates, and it had like all of these different things that I would do. But like I said, maybe somebody else can benefit from that. I guess I do need to make sure that I'm taking out any personal stuff out of these. I love Jamaica, and my friends at Jamaica are so wonderful to me, and they gave me a whole bunch of pamphlets on Jamaica, and I have kept a couple of them, but I have, I don't know, close to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There are a dozen here, And so, I don't know. I'm going to donate them. Maybe somebody can use them. People might throw them away. I don't know what they'll do with them, but it is kind of a nice little guide, but it's also 12 of them. I don't need 12 of them. And then on top of that, this was something I got in a gift exchange for a Christmas white elephant thing. It's a little game, and it's probably a great game. I mean, there's nothing, it's called Exploding Kittens. Apparently this was a big game a few years ago, and I have never used it. I don't expect to use it, so I'm gonna donate it, let somebody else maybe play that game. And this is something I won. It was like a giveaway at something I went to one time. And it's a series of DVDs with training for triathlon, kind of telling you how to do it. And it's probably fine. I do still have a DVD player, but I very rarely do that. I'm not really thinking that I would need this anymore. And so, those are all going to be donated. I've got a couple that are going to go in the trash. And that kind of goes through, the main part goes through that bookcase. So this is day 31, which means we have 19 days left of trash. We've got some other things to go to. Like I said, when I started, I was afraid that I wouldn't have enough for 50 days. And now I'm like, I don't know if we're going to get it all done in 50 days, but we'll do what we can. I am seeing a difference. If you all are following along, if you're seeing a difference, let me know. I'd love to know kind of how it's going for you. There's some other stuff, but maybe I'm getting ahead of myself that I was going to mention, but we'll see. If you're enjoying these things, if you're having fun, if you know someone who might enjoy it, maybe you can share it, maybe you can like it, maybe you can even subscribe if you want to follow along. And I have a list of these, a playlist called 50 Days of Trash, that you can kind of get caught up on these. And so I'm starting to try to think of our next thing. And it's sort of funny, when I did this, I kind of jumped into it and I thought, oh man, there's going to be all kinds of things. But now as I'm thinking about it more, it's like, well, okay, but if you're doing a video on that, how are you going to do that? How's that going to work? And I don't know. I have no idea. So you all have to go through the learning experience with me, and we'll have to figure it out. And I guess I'm going to be learning a lot while I do these things. So that's it. Have a great day, my friends, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 32 of 50 Days of Trash. Take care, everybody. Bye.